Let's look at this coding problem, super reduced string. So reduce a string of lowercase characters in range A to Z by doing a series of operations. In each operation, select a pair of adjacent letters that match and delete them. Adjacent letters. If the adjacent letters are same, if they match, then delete them. And in this manner, delete as many characters as possible and return the resulting string. And if the final string is empty, then return a string named as empty string. Okay. Like for example, if you take this case A and B, these two adjacent they are same, so they match. So you delete this two. The resultant string is now B. So this is the string that you have to return. Okay. If you look at this string ABBA, ABBA, then for these two adjacent characters they don't match, so you don't delete them. Now when you look at these two adjacent characters, they match, so you delete B and B. So what is the resultant string after you delete B and B? It is A and A. Now to this resultant string again you have to repeat this method. See, delete as many characters as possible using this method. Okay. So we had ABBA. We did not delete this. After we delete these two B and B, we get A and A. We will not return this A and A because they are asking to delete as many characters. So again, after you get a resultant string, after you delete one time a couple of character in the adjacent character, then you get a resultant string. Now we have to check in this resultant string again. Okay, so these two characters are matching, so you delete this. So whatever you will get nothing now. So in this case, when you get nothing, you will have to return empty string. We have to return empty string. So how I am going to do it? So in case of empty string, what I will do, I will check if means after doing all sort of deletion, it may be possible that you ultimately got a empty string. So in that case, I will do s dot size is equal to 0, then return empty string. Okay. So anyways, we will look at the logic of the code in a little while. Okay. The constant is that your string is going to be between 1 and 100 length. So minimum length of string that would be given to you is of length 1, and maximum string that may be there in some cases will be 100, the maximum length. Anyways, so look at this one more sample input. A, B, C, C, D, D, D. So first you look at these two adjacent characters. They match, so we delete them. Now what is the resultant string? It is AB, CC, DD, D. Now you look at the two adjacent characters. They don't match. Okay, then we will continue to see next two set of characters, which is B and C. They don't match. Fine, we don't delete anything. Then C and C. Okay, so they match. So we will delete these two characters. And the resultant string will be AB, DD, D. Now for this resultant string, again we have to see if there are any adjacent characters or not. So I will start like A and B, they do not match, so they are not deleted. B and D, they do not match, so they are not deleted. This D and this D, they match. They are adjacent and they match, so we will delete these two D's. And so after deletion, what you will get A, B and D. A and B does not match, okay, and B and D does not match. So this is what you will return. Okay, as you can see, the sample output to return is A, B, and D. There are other sample inputs that we can look, but it's better to directly not jump to the logic of the code. Okay. Okay, just look at one more example because they are example of our empty strings. Means you have to return an empty string in the example. So just look at this BAB, BAAB, BAAB. Okay. Now these two are not same. They do not match. Now, what about these two? They match, so we have to delete these two characters. In the resultant string now, it is BB. Now, these two match, so we have to delete these two characters. Now you get nothing. Okay? So for these scenarios only, I will have my code as if s dot size equal 0, then return empty string. Okay. Otherwise, after all the operations, I will just be returning the string only. Okay. Fine. Let's get into the code part now. We're going to iterate over this string. For int I is equal to 0, I less than s dot size I plus plus. Okay. Now what I am going to check is if si is equal to si plus 1. If si is equal to si plus 1, in that case I have to delete these two characters. There is a method in C++ for a string method erase. Okay, erase with two parameters. Okay, so s dot erase I is the index position, and then this is the length, maximum length up to which you want to delete. So I will always put it to be 2. So it will delete what? It will delete I and I plus 1. The content at I and I plus 1. Okay. And this erase function, because of this erase function, the length of the string will get shortened. Okay. Okay. Now, I do not have to perform only once. I have to continue doing this until my string cannot be reduced further. Right? Once I get a match, I will erase those two characters and I will get a resultant string. I will not continue going through this for loop, so I will break. And also, to this resultant string, you might have to reduce the resultant string further. Means the resultant string itself now may have the matching adjacent characters. And that is why I will put all of this code of for loop inside a while. Okay, while reduced means what? Means what I am going to do is I am going to take a Boolean variable reduce and I am initially set it as true, and if you do not reduce in your file loop, okay, if your string do not get reduced throughout this for loop, then you don't need, this is the reduced string. It means that it does not need any more reduction according to the question. So in that case, this reduce has to be made as false and we will get out of the while loop. Okay, so what I will do is, I will, every time if you are reducing it, so s.erase means you have reduced it, so the next statement I will put is reduce is equal to true. Reduce is equal to true means that yes, the string got reduced, we got a new resultant string. So what I will do, the first statement in while loop, before this for loop itself, at the first statement I set it as reduce is equal to false. Okay, and so in the very first statement you set the reduce to be false. So in this for loop, if you do not set it back to be true, it means that the string does not have any adjacent characters, which are means adjacent matching characters. Okay, good. So that's the code, and this is the exact code that I actually already run, and all test cases have been passed. Okay, so let's just directly look into the code in HackerRank. So look at this. This is my solution. So I have initially used a reduced variable and I set it as true. Now in the while loop, the first statement is reduce is equal to false. Just in case in this for loop I don't get to reduce the string, then reduce is already made to false and I will come out of the while loop. Now in this for loop I am checking if the adjacent characters are equal or not. If they are equal, I am going to erase those two, and I am going to set reduce to be true, means that I have reduced my string, it is a resultant string, and so while condition will again becomes true, and we will check again that if the resultant string can be reduced further or not. Okay, and lastly, s.size is greater than 0, then I will return the string, but if it is not greater than 0, it means it is equal to 0, in that case I will return empty string. Okay, and I have already run the code and it has worked. I have submitted the code, all the test cases have passed. Okay, thank you very much.